Sports Cards. Get at it.
Hey, Talofa Leia Tawa, Dr. John Peterson here. TE2 Sports Cards coming at you live and direct as always from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hope everybody out there is doing well. We've got a 30 plus card PSA reveal. I think it's around 36 cards. Let's see here. What can I say about this? It's an interesting order. I saw that it arrived at PSA on 1/19, January 19th this year. This was part of the January Modern Sports Special, and it was completed on 2/5, so a little less than 3 weeks. I have to give PSA credit. It used to be that their return times were, just months, years for some people during the pandemic. But really, they've been great. I'm a relatively new Collectors Club member, and I've really enjoyed having the membership. It's been really nice to send stuff right from my house and get the returns right back to my house, not have to go into the card shop or go through a group submit or anything like that. So really appreciative. And you'll have to see how this plays out. I'll give you the name of the card, what I paid for it. Of course, the grading cost was the January special, $15. Total cost, approximate value, and then the profit or loss relative to a 0.14 eBay fee. Most of these cards fall within that, 0.13 to 0.14 eBay threshold for the fee. Of course, I do this as a business, so cost of goods sold against inventory that's retailed is kind of how it works. But a lot of these cards were already purchased and in slabs, so I'll share a little bit about that. But let's just get into this here, see how this goes. All right, first card, we've got a 2020 Anthony Edwards Mosaic Reactive Red. This is a Gem Mint 10. I paid $103 for this. 15 to grade, 118 total cost. I think the value is probably around 100, somewhere around 100. So after the eBay fee, took about a $30 loss on this card. Although I picked this up recently, and I think his values are going to continue to go up. A lot of people are buzzing about him, and the Timberwolves are pretty good this year. So, and he's young. He's the third youngest player to 6,000 points in the history of the NBA, which is pretty impressive. So, yeah, and I think I picked this up. It was already in a slab, but I can't remember off the top of my head which one it was. It may be a CSG 10 or something like that. Card number 2, the 2020 Anthony Edwards. This is a Donruss graded rookie. Looks like they spelled the Panini part, or this little bit of a print error, ink error there. This is a PSA 9. This was in a CSG 9.5 slab. Not entirely surprised that it came back as a 9. Most CSG 9.5s are PSA 9s. So in it for $13, 28 total cost. Probably sell this for $20 at the most. About $10 loss on that card. Sorry, knocked the camera there. Next card, 2020 Panini Hoops, Anthony Edwards, PSA 9. This was in a CSG slab. It was a CSG 10. Total cost, I bought it for 28. Total cost is 43. What can I get for this? Probably $25. So I'd say I'm down about $20 on this card. It's going to be a theme here, folks. Going to be a theme. Next one is the Mosaic Reactive Blue, Edwards, another 9. This was in a CSG 10 slab. This was a $46 card. In it for 61. Unfortunately, this probably only is going to get me about 20 bucks. So I'm down about $40 on this card, 40 to 45. The nines just don't cut it, folks. I'm telling you, CSG 10 in this order you're going to see equates to PSA 9, which is very annoying. I don't know who should be more annoyed with, PSA or CSG. This is a 2019 John Morant Panini Illusions. I bought this a long time ago, 2-3 years ago. Bought it for 30 bucks. I'm in it for 45. Probably a $15 card. So we're looking at a $30 loss. Excuse me. Yeah, this card also bought a while back. It was 115. I'm in it for 130. I don't know why I paid $115 for this. I don't know. The market was up at that time. It was late 2022. No, late 2021, early 2022 when I picked this up off of my slabs. I'd say it's probably about $130 card. I don't know. That seems high. No, that's the cost. Excuse me. I think it's an $80 card. Sorry. About 75 bucks. So I'm down, I don't know, 60 bucks on this. Yeah. Down quite a bit on that. So in the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards, I'm down because this is the 7th card. 2019 Panini Hoops. Frequent Flyers Hollow. Thought it was a really cool card. Overpaid for it. Didn't know it at the time. In it for 90 bucks. That includes the cost, which was 75 to buy and 15 to grade. I think it's about a $40, $50 card. So after eBay fees, I think I'm down about 50 bucks on this. So this is a great example. Even if a PSA 10 comes back, if you don't buy it at the right price, you're not getting your money back. Now I will say this was a CSG 10, so it's nice that it came back as a 10 for PSA 10 at least, rather than a PSA 9. All right, next card. 2013 Panini Hoops Giannis rookie card, of course. This came out of a box. I bought 2 boxes, jumbo packs, 2013 Hoops. Really hard to estimate like the cost. Of course, there is a cost. But I'm just going to say 15 bucks to grade. I'm in it for 15 bucks. I'd say this is, probably, let me think here. I'd say 40 bucks, 50 bucks at the most as a 9. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong Giannis line. Excuse me. This is a $175 card as a 9. It's the rookie card, of course. So I'm up maybe 150 on this. But again, that doesn't take into account the cost that occurred with the purchasing of the box. So you got to figure that in too. So did I get a win on this? Tough to say. I'm going to call it 150 up though. Same card, PSA 9, up 150 on this. So between these two cards, 150 and 150. Not accounting for the cost of the box. Next card is an Edwards. This is a Hoops Winter, PSA 9. This was also in a CSG 10 slab. Very disappointing to get a 9 on this. I paid 28, in it for 43, probably a $10, $15 card at the most. So down about 30 bucks on this. Disappointing. This I pulled out of a box. This was about 1.5 years ago. Came back as a 10. It's the base. It's not the silver prism, but still decent. Let's see here. What did I pay for this? I don't even remember what I paid for this one. I'd say total cost on this, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure I bought it through a box. I think I ripped it from a box, but I could be wrong. I'd say it's probably about $100 card. The bases are going for about 100 bucks, so yeah, go figure, about 100 bucks. Next one, is this Bomb Squad Donruss Edwards. Paid 20, in it for 35. It's about a $30 card and a 10. I think it's a cool card. Not worth much. Probably down $10 on this. So, I mean, you got to keep it real, folks. I mean, like, I see some of these people who do these reveals, and it's like they overvalue their cards, especially the 9s. And they're like, oh, you know, this reveal or this order, I've got $1,000 in value. And it's like, dude, some of these PSA 9s you're saying worth $50 are not worth $50. You're not breaking even, you're losing. So I think people got to do a better job of just kind of being honest with what they think they can get for these grades, especially if they auction. I don't like to have my inventory sit a long time. If it's been sitting for at least a month or 2 months, man, I'm moving it through an auction. So if I take less, that's fine. Those are sunk costs that I got to get off the books. 2022 Prism, Ice, Edwards. This came back as a 10, which was nice. This was, I think this was a CSG slab. It was at a 10. I cracked it out. This is about a $22 cost, 37 total cost. I think it's probably about a $30 card. Now again, Edwards, you know, his stuff can fluctuate with the playoffs coming up, and if the Timberwolves do well and they make a deep run and he plays well, it could go up to $35, $40, maybe $50 at the most. I just thought it was a cool card. So in terms of what I got off of this, I'm going to say maybe a $10 loss. Next card. This is the 2017 Panini Prism Tatum. It's a base rookie card. This was in a BVG 10 slab. No, BVG 9.5, excuse me. It wasn't a pristine 10. I traded for this, so it's kind of hard to estimate like what the total cost was. But I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm going to call this a break even. I really can't remember what I traded for it in terms of the value. But good card. Wish it was a silver, but it's not. This I know I traded for at $100 value. So this was in, let's see here. I think this was also in a BVG 9.5 slab originally. I'm going to say it was $100, in it for 115 as a 9. This is about a $50, $60 card. So looking at a $60 loss on that card, even though I traded for it. Bought this online. This was in a BVG 9.5 slab. Sorry, I'm not doing the reveal on this. I just didn't even think about that till now. Just kind of showing you the grades. I've already seen the grades, obviously. So I paid $17 for this, in it for $32. It's about a $35 card. So this is a push. I don't have a whole lot of Brady, and I like these mosaic. I like the mosaic look. I think they're really cool. So this was pulled from a box. Oh, geez, almost going on 2 years ago. Yeah, I'd say 2 years ago. I bought some, what is it? What are they called? I can't remember the name that Fleer gave them, but the Metal Universe, of course, 1996 inaugural edition. All these cards were created under the leadership and guidance of Stan Lee, Marvel Comics, of course. And this was a CSG 10. This is Platinum Edition. To come back in a 9 is not surprising, although it's disappointing because this would have been probably a $75 to $100 card as a 10. I'd say it's probably worth $20. So, I don't know. You can call that a push. I'm not going to call it a profit or a loss. Excuse me. 2001 Topps Chrome traded. This is the old TE2 Pujols. Picked this up a bit ago. I paid $408 for it. Minute for $423. I think it's about a $300 to $325 card. The values on Pujols as rookie cards have dropped unless it's like a gold or one of his auto rookie cards, Bowman Chrome or something like that. So took a pretty big hit on this one. I'm gonna say if I were to sell this now, it'd be about $165 loss. And it wasn't that I really overpaid necessarily, in my opinion. It was just, market's been down. You know, it's gone down since I bought this. It's been a couple years. So this was in a, I want to say this was a CSG 9 slab. So pretty decent crack and cross. This one's really disappointing. Super disappointing. This was a card I pulled, what, 23 years ago. I was into Fleer Platinum and pulled this. This is the blue. Now, it's not numbered on the back, unfortunately, but it doesn't really need to be because folks just generally know that the blues are very rare. This was a CSG 9.5, and it came back as an 8. As an 8. I was hoping to get a 10. In a 10, this is a $5,000 card. In a 9, this is about an $800 card. In an 8, probably a $200 card. So pretty bummed out that this came back the way it did, but not much I can do about it, and it is what it is. So I'm gonna call this a win. I mean, the box I bought so long ago, so I don't know. I think I'm up about 200, 250 on that one. This was also a card that I picked up ripping a box about 23 years ago. Got into some of the Skybox stuff. Frank Thomas, 2000. I'm in it for about $15. I'd say it's about a $50 card. So a little jersey, relic, patch, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to call that a win, 25. This is a card I pulled out of a box a couple years ago. I bought some, 97 Tops. This came back as a 10, of course. I'd say I'm in it for about 15. It's about a $75 card, so I'm going to call this a plus 50 prop. Plus 50 on this one. Make a little bit on this one. Oh, excuse me. Got hammered on this. This is a total bloodbath. One of the worst cards of the whole order. This is a score. It was a CSG 10. It's a rookie card, 93. Paid 118, in it for 135. Probably a $25 card and a 9. Negative $110 loss on this card. So, I mean, the moral of the story is if you're going to try and arbitrage CSG 10s to PSA 10s, don't do it, would be my advice. No, I did it and I regret it. I'm not going to give you any advice. I did it and I regret it. In most instances, it didn't work out well for me. This was a card I pulled out of some Bowman that I ripped a couple years ago again. I ripped a lot of wax a couple years ago. PSA 10, so obviously it's 98, Bowman's best performers. Pleased it came back as a 10. It was $15 in it. Total cost, I'd say $50. So, I don't know, plus 30 on this. He just made it into the Hall of Fame, first ballot. So, will this card have a lot of value over time? Probably not, but make a little bit on that. There's a 97 Flair Showcase. I forget what row this is. Oh, row 2. Okay, Jeter. I love this card. I've said this before. It's one of my all-time favorite looking cards. I don't know. I'm not a huge Yankee fan, but I do like Jeter. I'd say this is in it for $15. I pulled this from a box of Flair that I bought back a while ago. I don't know, in a 9, $15-20. So I'd say it's a push. You know, the value of what you would get from this card by selling it is about equal to the grading fee. Super hard to get these Flair showcase cards in like a decent grade, so the fact that it's a 9 is actually pretty amazing. Next card, 95 Finest, Jerry Stackhouse Mystery, PSA 9. Came out of a box. Figured I'd try and grade it, see if it came back as a 10. Did not. In it for 15, probably worth 50. Plus 30 on that. Pulled this out of a box 23 years ago. It's a 2000. Is it 2000 or is it 90? No, 2000. Yeah, 2000 Skybox. It's not the Ruby, obviously. If it was, it'd be worth a lot more. I don't know. I'd say this is probably, we're looking at about a $25 card in a PSA 9. So, I get a Jeter collector. So, I'd say I'm up 10 on this after their grading fee. Next one is this LeBron I picked up a while ago. This was a CSG 9.5 green label. So, what would have been a gem mint for CSG back in the day. 15 bucks, in it for 30, probably a $30 card. So that's a push. Pulled this out of a box. 2002 Topps Ichiro Hobby Masters. These cards don't grade very well, so got a 7 on this. I believe this was a CGC 9. So it's dropped 2 grades, 2 whole grades, which is freaking terrible. Probably lost about $7 on this. Figure grading fee 15, maybe get $10 for it if I'm lucky. 96 Motherlode, Metal Universe, Griffey 96. Love this card. I think it's really a cool looking card. I'd say I'm in it for 15. I pulled this out of a pack again. Excuse me. I think it's probably $75, 50 to 75. So I'd say I'm up 50 on this. So anyway, that's that card. This was basically the one lone win in this whole order. This came back as a 10. I bought this for 75, in it for 90. I'd say it's about a $250 card right now. Yeah, somewhere in there. 230 to 275 is probably the range for this Silver Prism of Love. I'm going to call this a $125 to $150 win if I were to sell it today. I think I could get close to $250 for it. I think I'm going to hang on to it, though. Maybe bring it to the Great Minnesota Card Show or the Minnesota Card Show in April. See what I can do there with it. But, yeah, this is the card that pretty well saved the order, if you want to call it that. Probably shouldn't have sent this in. Still love these cards. 05 Cabrera, Bowman Sterling, Jersey Refractor, or is it Bat Refractor? No, Relic, Jersey Refractor. Came back as an 8. Pretty typical for these. Took a $25 loss on this. Yeah, I paid $18 for this, so 18 plus 15, 33. Yeah, you're not going to make your money back on these cards. I shouldn't have sent this in. Stupid. This came out of a pack of 2000 Topps. It was in a CSG slab, and I think it was a 9. A CSG 9. And it's a fucking 5 right now. So I don't know what the problem is between CSG and PSA, but how in God's name is this a 9 and then comes back as a 5? I mean, that's just unbelievable. So, yeah, a loss on this card. I mean, there has to be a loss because it's a grade drop of like 5 grades. Another one of these Bowman Sterling cards. This came back as an 8. I paid $22 for this. Probably taking a $25 loss on this. The grading fee was $15. So what can I get for it? $10? Sweet card. But as an 8, worthless. 2005. Paid $75 for this. I'd say it's probably a PSA 9. Probably about a $75 card. Yeah, these are pretty sweet cards. These 2005 Finest. It's a blue refractor, and it's numbered to what, 200? No, 299. So I love the Finest refractors from the 2000s. They're fantastic. Football cards are cool too in that same kind of Finest era. But yeah, I probably lost $15 on this. Just stacking losses here, baby. Just stacking the losses. This was out of a collection that I bought, so really hard to determine how much I paid for it. Probably a $10 card and an 8. It's not a high value card, so I don't know. Kind of a push at the most. Maybe lost $5, the grading fee. Bucelis refractor. I've got a couple of his cards that are currently being graded, and this came back as a 9. These are really about selling 15 bucks. So pulled out of a box. Got another one here. So together, probably 15 bucks, 30 bucks, I don't know. Maybe a $10, $20 loss just for the grading fee. Had they come back as 10s, that'd be different. I thought they looked pretty good centering wise. I don't know why they're 10s or 9s. I was expecting 10s, but yeah, just because you expect to get something doesn't mean you're going to get it. So overall, how did I do? I ran the numbers, not including shipping and the cost of the actual boxes, which again is really hard to nail down. I don't know if you have any ideas on how to do that. I'd love to hear that. I've always struggled with how to determine the profit or the loss on a card that's been graded that came from a box that was ripped. Because obviously you have to assign that card a cost, right? If a box is $500 and you pull out Modest Bucellas, you know, how much does that card cost you? So if anybody's got a really good idea on how you do that, could you please leave a comment? I have always struggled with that, and it's really one of the reasons why I don't really rip any wax, much wax anymore, unless it's just like junk wax shit. So anyway, there's that. I don't really include the shipping price. You know, shipping is a deductible expense, and it just doesn't really amount to a lot on a per card basis. Of course, if you buy and sell thousands of cards throughout the course of the year, it becomes quite a big chunk of cost or chunk of money, cost of goods sold. Yeah, but I don't calculate that in. Overall, I'm thinking I took about $100 loss on this order. If I were to sell through all this inventory, I think I'd be down about $100. Just didn't hit on enough of the big cards. Probably graded some cards that shouldn't have been graded. I think that's a fatal flaw for a lot of folks. They grade too many cards. If I'd have just stuck with grading, you know, a half dozen of these cards, I probably would be up, you know. But being a greedy son of a bitch, not all the time, but a little bit greedy with this, especially with cards and grading, I decided to get, you know, a whole bunch of cards graded. So, you know, sometimes you get over your skis on stuff and it doesn't turn out for the best. So, I mean, did I lose a ton of money on this? No, I think I'm okay. But overall, a pretty disappointing order compared to some of the other ones I've gotten back. I also have a pretty big 88 card order coming back in the next couple weeks from PSA, which has a bulk lot of cards in it that I'm hoping to do pretty well on it. So I guess we'll see how that goes. But overall, I'd say it's pretty much a push, if not a little bit of a loss on this order. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Leave a like, leave a comment. Peace out. One love.